Note to self, Google search Betty Weeder bikini shots when I I want to thank Arnold for inviting me out to say a few words on behalf of my generation, as you put it, on behalf of my generation. So what is my generation? You know, I thought about it a lot this week. It was very interesting what I came up with. You know, I get in my car, which is basically this giant computer on wheels that talks to me, and I touch the screen, and I have Bluetooth, however that works. I take CDs, I put them in, they play. I think there's this laser beam that plays them. You know, it's a far cry from Henry Ford's Model T. It got me thinking. My friend has a kid, and he thinks that every time you watch a movie you have to put on glasses because the only movies he's ever seen are in 3D. So he has to get a pair of non-prescription glasses so he feels comfortable watching television. You know, the world has changed so much. I thought back to junior high, and I thought back to being an athlete, this skinny kid who was challenged by his coaches. You know, the whole football team got up, we sat in the hallway, and they made us get up and do dips, the dip exercise. And I couldn't do one. And the coaches challenged me to grow stronger and gain more upper body strength. And I took that to heart. And I went out and I would sit with the coaches after school. I was a sponge. I just absorbed everything they told me. You know, 3 sets of 10, work multiple sets on this body part before moving on. They taught me how to pyramid. They taught me how to isolate body parts rather than just work them in compound exercises. I thought these guys invented all of that stuff. I've taken that for granted. You know, cut to years later, I mean, who would have thought any one of those coaches, if you would have asked them if I would have been on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, they would have said, no way. I showed up to school with the Muscle magazines. I had protein powders in Ziploc bags that I took periodically through the day. I had my amino acids, I had my products. All of this stuff was available to me. And I didn't realize where they came from. You know, I saw people like Arnold. I mean, I'm incredibly honored to be sitting at a table with the Hulk and the Terminator. But the thing is, I thought back to the movie Frankenstein. You know, we commonly refer to Frankenstein as, you know, this guy, but it wasn't. Frankenstein was the actual doctor who created the monsters and then set them loose on the world. There was somebody behind these monsters that I saw on TV, these guys that I wanted to become, that I wanted to emulate. My generation takes a lot of things for granted. And I'm so glad to have the opportunity to stand up here today, because I grew up in a world where my junior high had a weight room. There's a gym on every corner, multiple franchises with gyms in every neighborhood. There are magazine stands full of muscle magazines. I'm in the middle of writing a fitness book right now. There's a market for this stuff. I go to the gas station, there are protein drinks available there. What Joe did, it wasn't about the products to me. What he did was nothing short of a social revolution. I was born into Joe's world. I didn't see a change. And so I think on behalf of my generation, I want to stand here and I want to pay my respect to Betty. I want to say thank you to Joe. I want to say that moving forward with the future generations, you know, I'm here to pass on to them where it came from and pay respect, because Joe was the pioneer that created it, the way that Henry Ford created that car that turned into my computer on wheels. You know, the way that the phonograph was created with this needle playing through a cone. You know, Joe brought all of that subculture to the mainstream. You know, I have all these opportunities. I have this amazing career, amazing, you know, relationships. And I'm standing here with my idols in this room in a world that Joe created. So thank you, Joe. Thank you, Arnold, for asking me to speak. Thank you, Dad.